Okay. So, hi, my name is Scott Harrison. I'm one of the candidates for council, and court's minding the time for me. So, my connection to this community goes back to when I was some of my earliest memories. Grew up in Prince George, but we'd come down every year to Parksville, and then we'd spend a night overnight in Qualicum Woods with my dad's aunt and uncle. And Qualicum Beach was always sort of a bit of a special place, as well as this whole area. Growing up in Prince George, it's a very different climate, it's a different community, and there was always a sense of kind of a calm, relaxing, and peaceful community which was nestled in a unique atmosphere. Then going to school at UBC, eventually teaching English for a year in Asia, and then living in Montreal, I sort of got a bit of a sense of what it's like to live in a few different cultures, a few different ideas on how cities work, how communities support each other, and also to how you provide support for the arts, for recreation, nonprofit groups, and so on. My folks moved here over a decade ago, and so I moved back here after spending some time in Montreal just to be closer to my parents, because it's good to have someone in the area as they're getting a bit older. And for me, when I sort of think about the sort of things that are important, at least as far as values, growing up, my mom was a social worker, my dad was a lawyer who volunteered a bunch of time for folks with disabilities. I volunteered a ton for the Museum Society in town here. And it's sort of looking at some of those more vulnerable populations, some of the people who can be left behind all too readily. And I think in this community, we do have certain structural issues we need to address, just because we have a bit of a real estate market that's making life very difficult for a lot of people, especially a lot of the workers in our community. So the reason I chose this location too sort of loops into that. So I'm standing at the old train station. It's currently the home of the Division of Family Practice. So they're the folks who try to hire and retain the doctors we have. And they also manage what's called the Patient Care Network. And just behind that is the area where we're going to have the first new affordable housing project built in this town since 1978. So that's going to be the Railway Affordable Housing Project. And for both of those, when it comes to workers, I talked to the folks at the Division of Family Practice. They tell me even doctors are having a hard time moving to our community. Then behind that, the need for affordable housing is pretty clear. I don't know how many times you walked by a business in our downtown, it says help wanted, and there's a long list of different positions. Oh, yeah. But it's trying to make sure that we actually have a community that can look out for its own, can be self-sustaining, and tries to meet some of the needs in our region. There's a lot of areas where we haven't invested enough money over the last few decades, and we need to sort of catch up. As well as looking out for vulnerable populations, we also want to make sure we invest in amenities and infrastructure more broadly. That's something you can go online if you want more detail on that, or you can just send me an email or give me a phone call. But it's just basically about making sure our community remains attractive for the professionals we need to ensure the quality of life for all citizens of all ages. And that's really what my main focus is at this point in time. I don't know if there's any more questions you might have, Court, for a back and forth, or?
Well, Scott, I just, you didn't come to the 1 minute warning.
Okay.
So I just wanted to thank you for doing this, and all the other candidates as well, because I think I learned a few things about you that I didn't know, that not necessarily are on your platform, or your issues with the council and all of. You do have issues with the council, don't you? With the disagreements and etc., which all politicians do. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. So, but thank you very much for doing this. Good luck in the election. And again, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.